YouTubers, this is Nurse J at Nursing the Truth, and I hope everyone is having a great day. As usual, Nurse J loves to bring more truth and get rid of the lies. So, as always, God thought behind me, always giving me the great vibes of wisdom, truth, and knowledge. And I am here to break the chains of bondage off the minds of the masses. So I hope you enjoy coming to my channel and you learn lots of interesting new things, from Alexander the Great to the Anunnaki gods and the lies of the scribes that do the talking for you. So let's jump right into the show today. It's not going to be a very long video, so stick with me, my dear truth seekers and Gnostics and pagans alike, because really, we're all pagans. Now, what about the Genesis flood story? As we've been told as little children, from as early as you can remember being in the church, the pastors say that this man named Noah had 3 sons, and there was this flood, and God was upset that he had made mankind and we were all evil and we were sinning like crazy, and that he was going to send a flood on the earth, but Noah and his family were the only righteous people on the earth. So Noah gathers up all the animals 2 by 2, male and female, and gets it on this big ark with his wife and children and his children's wives. So what, a total of 8 people? So now, a couple of things to remember, dear truth seekers. We have been told that mankind is only, according to the Bible and according to the Jews or whoever they are in Israel, say that we're only 6,000 years old. Now, how can that be, truth seekers, when they have found bones of people and teeth from millions of years ago? Now, answer me this, truth seekers. We have had dinosaurs in the past that archaeologists have dug up, and they have been carbon dated 65 million years ago. So let's think about this. Did Noah get all of the dinosaurs on the ark from 65 million years ago, when the Jews and their lies say that we were only 6,000 years old? You do the math, truth seekers, and get your little children out of the Sunday school classes and learn real science and real truth and real knowledge. That's an overview. So let's open up our little Bibles and turn with me to Genesis chapter 7, verse 14. And it says, "They and every beast after his kind, and all the cattle after their kind, and every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth after his kind, and every fowl after his kind, and every bird of every sort." I wonder how the pterodactyls acted. Oh, that's right. That never happened. Verse 15. And they went into the ark. 2 and 2 of all flesh were in is the breath of life. Verse 16, and they that went in male and female of all flesh, as God had commanded him, and the Lord shut him in. Now, why is there 2 major nouns in that sentence? God and Lord. What hand is feeding the other, or what other hand is manipulating the other? Verse 17, and the flood was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters increased and bare up the ark, and it was lift up above the earth. Verse 18, and the waters prevailed and were increased greatly upon the earth, and the ark went up on the face of the waters. Verse 19, and the waters prevailed exceedingly upon the earth, and all the high hills that were under the whole heaven were covered. Verse 20. 15 cubits upward did the waters prevail, and the mountains were covered. Verse 20. And all flesh died that moved upon the earth, both of fowl, cattle, beast, and every creeping thing, and every man. Verse 22, and in whose nostrils was the breath of life, and of all that was in dry land died. Verse 23, and every living substance was destroyed, which was upon the face of the ground, both man, cattle, creepy thing, fowl of the heaven, and they were destroyed from the earth. And Noah only remained alive, and they that were with him in the ark. Verse 24, and the waters prevailed upon the earth 150 days. Now, so we have, it rains 40 days and 40 nights, and it stays for 150 days. And it says that it came upon the mountain of Ararat. Okay. First of all, this is not the first original Genesis Hebrew story of a flood. You see, my dear truth seekers, the very first account of a flood story comes from Samaria. Yes, the Mesopotamian flood story, quote, flood myth. You see, King Ashurbanipal, the Assyrian king, had a library, and about 20,000 cuneiform tablets were found in the 1800s by George Smith. These cuneiform tablets were transcribed and read and put together, and he noticed something was very familiar. He says, quote unquote, this looks like the biblical tale of Noah. You see, my dear truth seekers, when these people were in Babylon, they got to hear all of the great stories from Egypt, Syria, and Babylon. And as I told you yesterday, you take a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and you put some stuff into it and stir it up in a pot, you'll come out with whatever you want. Now, let's go and see, really, by this book that we have and we teach our children, was the earth really underwater? And was the mountains really underwater? What I am going to read to you is going to be a shocker for the masses. And if you go telling your children a lie, you are to blame. Because I do not lie. And I will not lie to my children. That is a fact. The kid gloves has to come off, and we have to get into the boxing ring, and we have to fight for our humanity and our minds. So let's go back to verse 20. Truth seekers, please don't be mad. Be happy, be glad. And people that come to my channel, I don't mean to offend. I don't mean to upset. I don't mean to make angry. But I was in this, and I have come out of it. And I laugh now at some of the things that I have been researching, and that's why I can laugh. Because I'm free. I'm free of bondage, you see. The veil has been torn in two, and I can see, you see. Verse 20. 15 cubits upward did the waters prevail, and the mountains were covered. Dear truth seekers, get ready and get your pen and paper ready and double check my calculations, because this is the truth. So we have 15 cubits, and you're wondering, well, what is a cubit? Oh, well, they measured the ark with a cubit. The Egyptians measured the pyramids with cubits. How big is a cubit? Is it a house? Sorry, guys. That's my phone. And as usual, I always get calls. And when I make my videos, so I'll have to call her back. So anyway, how big is a cubit? Okay. 1 cubit is approximately 18 inches. So when you multiply 18 times 15, you get 270 inches. That's right. 270 inches. So, how many feet is that, I wonder? Well, that equals to 22.5 feet. each cubit again is 18 inches times 15 is 270 inches. That calculates to 22.5 feet. Mount Everest is the tallest mountain, and it is in the Himalayas between Nepal and China, and it is 29,029 feet tall. The highest mountain in Iraq is called the Chika Dar Mountain, and it's 11,834 feet. So, truth seekers, I hope I have gotten you out of this dilemma. Search it for yourself and let the truth set you free. And always remember, double check your calculations twice, like I did, to make sure to where you can tell people the truth. Was people really scurrying for their life in this Bible? Or was it talking about Atlantis? You be the judge. No, how could someone lie? Oh, men are wonderful at that. And these pastors go up there and they talk about this. And they read it straight from the book. And they tell you 15 cubits. But the people are in the pews stupid as shit that won't do the calculations. I can get in my boat. Can men are on ships, Carnival cruises, are on top of water, above the ocean bed floor of hundreds of feet, and they are maneuverable, and nobody is drowning. Yes, we understand that. You mean to tell me that the whole earth was flooded and that the water went over Mount Everest? Right. Afraid not. Well, truth seekers, I hope you've enjoyed this video. And tell your friends about my channel. And spread the word of what has been taught to us. A complete deception. Like, share, and subscribe. And hit that notification button to where you'll see all the latest unscrabbling of the lies that comes to the truth. And as Egypt has always said, there's nothing new under the sun. And thank you, Thoth, for your great wisdom and knowledge. And we will see you next time. Ashe, Hotep, and have a nice day.